Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. We are going to begin here now with a brief video as the rest of the guests are finding their seats. So enjoy. And to start, I'd like to welcome Dr. Lobsang Tenzin Negi for opening remarks.
Good morning and Tashi Dalai to all of you. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to this Silver Jubilee celebration of the Emory-Tibet Partnership, now known as the Center for Contemplative Science and Compassion-Based Ethics. I would like to begin by acknowledging the presence of our distinguished Tibetan guests. His Eminence Geshe Lobsang, the Abbot of Drepung Loseling Monastery, Geshe Hauk, the Director of the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives, Geshe Vice Chancellor, Emeritus of the Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, and the senior leadership of our university, President Gregory Fenves, Provost Ravi Bellamkonda, and Dean Barbara Krauthammer. I would like to take this opportunity to also thank the Office of Global Strategies and Initiative and the Michael C. Carlos Museum, as well as the Department of Religion here at Emory, who are co-hosting this celebration week with our center, as well as the Silver Jubilee Organizing Committee, and in particular, its two co-chairs, Hannah Smith and Chris Rappelche. Please stand. I am filled with gratitude to be with you all on this very special day and for this very special week. Thank you so much for joining us to celebrate this special occasion. When His Holiness the Dalai Lama inaugurated the historic partnership between Drepung Loseling Monastery and Emory University in 1998, 25 years ago, he provided us with an abiding vision, bridging two worlds for one common humanity. The world of the Tibetan tradition, which has a long history of the academic study of mind and emotions, and the world of modern science and education. As His Holiness put it, this is a very historic moment to see the forging of a relationship between two eminent institutions which represent the best of both the Tibetan tradition and the Western academic tradition. Central to this vision, shared by both Emory University and His Holiness, is the core ideal that education should not be devoid of basic human values. It should mold both intellect and character. That is, it should be an education for heart and mind. His Holiness emphasized this in his commencement speech here at Emory in 1998, when he said, "I believe that education is like an instrument. Whether that instrument is used constructively or not depends on the user. Education and the warm heart, a compassionate heart. If you combine these two, then your education, your knowledge will be constructive." 25 years is a significant amount of time, and there are countless people to thank for bringing us this far. Since our humble beginnings, our programs have grown extensively and now are implemented in over 40 countries and continue to expand rapidly. It would be impossible to thank everyone individually who has supported us in this journey, but I would be remiss if I did not thank certain key individuals and institutions on behalf of myself and everyone at the Emory Compassion Center. I would like to thank first and foremost His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Without his vision, support, and guidance at every step, our center would not exist. Many thanks to administrations of Emory University and Emory College of Arts and Sciences. The presidents, the provosts, deans, and deans have supported us without fail all these years. I'd like to thank our collaborating Tibetan institutions, Drepung Loseling Monastery, Library of Tibetan Works and Archives, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, and the Medical and Astro Institute, Tibetan Medical and Astro Institute, for providing steadfast support throughout this journey. My deep gratitude goes to our donors, Johnny Winston, Alyssa Vulgari, Pierre and Pamela Omidyar, Juliet Shield Taylor, Robin Foundation, the Dalai Lama Trust, Rob and Melanie Foundation, and the Templeton Foundation for providing a lifeline for our programs. I'm profoundly grateful to my mentor, Dr. Robert Paul, and the Emory's Vice President and the historian, Dr. Gary Hauk. Without their crucial guidance, it would have been impossible for the center to grow into what it is today. And lastly, our work relies on our center staff, who on a daily basis make our dreams a reality by consistently going beyond the call of duty out of a sense of dedication, shared vision, and commitment to advancing compassion in the world. The seed that was planted 25 years ago has grown into a fruit-bearing tree, but it still needs constant care, close attention, and nourishment for it to reach its full potential. To all of you here at Emory and around the world who share our vision, please continue to walk with us as we work to create a compassionate and ethical world for all. Thank you so much.
Hello, all, welcome. The mission of Emory University is to create, persevere, teach, and apply knowledge in service of humanity, which is conveyed through the university's motto, "The wise heart seeks knowledge." The vision of Emory Presidential Distinguished Professor, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, is an education of heart and mind. Over the past 25 years, these shared visions have guided the work of the Emory Compassion Center, resulting in the development of innovative educational programs that promote human flourishing. To acknowledge this momentous occasion, I would like to welcome the president of Emory University, Gregory Fenves.
Well, thank you and good morning. Tasha Delic. Thank you for joining us for this incredible Silver Jubilee celebration of the founding of the Center for Contemplative Science and Compassion-Based Ethics. I want to extend an official welcome to His Eminence, Abbot Lobsang Samtang, and our distinguished guests from the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives and the Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, along with members of our global audience. As you've heard and you all know, since 1998, Emory has enjoyed a distinct and highly productive relationship with Drepung Loseling Monastery. Our university launched an extraordinary academic collaboration with His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and in the ensuing decades, he has left an indelible imprint on the entire Emory community. Last December, we had a small delegation from Emory travel to Dharamsala, and we had the honor, really a once-in-a-lifetime honor, to meet His Holiness in person. For me, it was an unforgettable experience, and the many moments we had the opportunity to be in His presence will stay with me for the rest of my life. Through his leadership and his teachings, as well as his work at Emory as a Presidential Distinguished Professor, His Holiness has promoted compassion as an essential part of life and of learning, as a way to advance peace and understanding and to improve our world, something we realize every single day. Those ideals and ambitions are at the core of the Emory Compassion Center. Originally called the Emory-Tibet Partnership, this center was created through a unique educational collaboration, one that brings together Western and Tibetan Buddhist intellectual traditions so that we might grow and learn and benefit through our shared discovery. And as you've just heard, the history of the center is vast, but at its heart, it is a story of the power of learning, of relationships that bridge cultures and continents, and the search for understanding. Today, the Emory Compassion Center has grown into a dynamic organization with broad, innovative programming and outreach that offers so much to our world, a world in need of healing. Through programs like C-Learning, cognitively based compassion training, and the Emory-Tibet Science Institute, the center draws from science and spiritual traditions alike, educating both the heart and the mind to promote compassion and enhance the human journey for each individual. Emory is honored to be part of this inspiring work, and I can only imagine the lives that it has uplifted in a quarter of a century, and the positive impact that will have for generations to come. So my sincere thanks to everyone who has contributed to this remarkable legacy that we celebrate today, especially the staff, the faculty, the administrators, mentors, and the generous supporters here at Emory, in Dharamsala, and far beyond around the world. So congratulations to the Emory Compassion Center and our many global partners for 25 years of light and leadership. May our enduring partnership carry on and the incredible work it supports spread around the world. Thank you very much.
Over the past 25 years, the Emory Compassion Center has been fortunate to receive support from several high-ranking officials of the Central Tibetan Administration. One such supporter is Honorable Minister of the Department of Education, Kalon Tharlam Dolma Changra. Though she cannot be with us here today, she has graciously shared recorded remarks that we'll play for you now.
On behalf of Department of Education of Central Tibetan Administration, Dharamshala, I wish to convey hearty greetings on the occasion of 25th anniversary of Center for Contemplative Science and Compassion-Based Ethic of Emory University. I deeply rejoice in the successful accomplishment of Emory Compassion Center towards the fulfillment of far-sighted vision of His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, in making a peaceful planet for everyone. The administration of Emory University deserves great appreciation for the guidance or support rendered to the Compassion Center. The excellent and wonderful program like C-Learning, CBCT, ETSI, and Universities program deserves high appreciation and salutation from the core of my heart. On behalf of Department of Education and on my own behalf, wholeheartedly wish to express deep gratitude to the Compassion Center for giving intensive training to Tibetan educators to become a certified facilitator. Thanks to Emory University, we already have 30 level 1 C-Learning facilitators in the Tibetan community in exile, which are trained by the Compassion Center, who are now fully qualified to train other educators in our school. The second batch of 53 educators is being given 7 months online training of level 1 C-Learning facilitator from this month. Training provided has benefited nearly 15,000 Tibetan students in 62 schools under the care of Department of Education. Thank you very much for your kind support. So at the end, I humbly request each and every member of the center to continue your noble program for the benefit of the humanity as envisioned by His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Thank you so much.
From undergraduate courses in secular ethics to compassion training for future medical professionals at Emory University School of Medicine, the programs of the Emory Compassion Center aim to help students develop skills for reflection and finding purpose in one life's work. To share his thoughts about what the work emerging from this unique collaboration, bridging two different traditions of learning to promote basic human values could bring to the world of higher education, I would like to now welcome the Provost of Emory University, Ravi Bellamkonda.
Thank you, Hannah. Tashi Delek, good morning. Namaste. Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to be here to celebrate this 25th anniversary of a very special partnership with Drepung Loseling Monastery and Emory. 25 years is a long time. As a provost, I have many requests to start new centers. And I am just very grateful for the wisdom of those who are responsible for starting this wonderful, noble effort. And I know it takes a lot of nurturing and a lot of hard work to have something sustain for so long and thrive. But it also speaks to the sort of timelessness and the enduring importance of the mission of the center, that in fact it is more important today than perhaps it was in 30 or 25 years ago. And there is something special when so many people have worked hard to dedicate themselves to a cause as important as this. We had the pleasure, along with the president, my partner spouse, Lalita, is in the room, to visit His Holiness. Chris, thank you. And I want to thank all of you. I met some of you there. Thank you for your hospitality. But it was, like the president mentioned, an experience that I will never forget in my life. To be in His Holiness's presence, to see the hard work to preserve a culture and against odds in many ways. And it's just important, noble work. And I'm very grateful to, if we are playing a small part in that work, I'm grateful and proud to be part of that. At Emory, we believe in finding cures of many kinds. We invent new drugs, we treat HIV and cancer and many things. But treating the body is one thing, but paying equal attention to the mind, to seeking purpose and meaning is a whole another thing. I noticed that the graphic said we have 7,237 new scientific terms in the Tibetan language. I wonder how much in the Western world we have new words and new thoughts and new concepts. What is that equivalent number on this side of the world to explore issues of meaning, of what it means to flourish as human beings, what it means to be compassionate and see the common humanity in this room and beyond in the world? And I think we have a lot to learn still in that space, and I'm grateful that this partnership is teaching us more of that language. I don't know what the number of words are that we have to learn still, but I have a feeling we're not close to 7,200 yet. So I'd like that number to be larger. So I just want to close with thanking everybody who made this possible. And it is our pleasure and honor to be a part of this important partnership, and I hope it flourishes for another 25 years and beyond, so that the world can be a better place for itself, for this work. Thank you all for being here. So.
It is very hard to capture the journey that has brought us here to this moment, which started long before the formation of this partnership in 1998. However, to mark this occasion, writer, editor, ethicist, and the first official historian of Emory University, Dr. Gary Hauk, has done just that. I would like to invite back President Gregory Fenves, Dr. Lobsang Negi, along with Dr. Gary Hauk, to unveil the first ever written history of this groundbreaking partnership, the education of heart and mind, an Emory legacy with a Tibetan touch. So come on up.
It's good to see you. Thank you. I think I'm supposed to present this to you, and you are to unwrap it and present it back to us. Very, very. There we go. Here we go. Thanks so much. I'm seeing this for the first time, you understand. I did write the text, but the design and publication are all in the hands of people at the center. So thank you. I look forward to looking through this later. I want to say thanks to all of you for being here to celebrate this auspicious occasion. A special word of thanks to Geshe Lobsang for the invitation to delve into this history and to relive, in some ways, some of the more important parts of my own journey here at Emory University, as well as to reconnect with old friends along the way and to get to know new people in the center who have carried on the work so wonderfully over the last 5, 10, 15 years since I've been less engaged with it. It occurred to me after writing this that something may have been left out, and I'd like to reflect on that for just a few minutes. And what I have thought about is, what is it about the environment and the field, as it were, of Emory University that made it possible for that little seed 25 years ago to take root and to grow into this wonderful tree that Geshe Lobsang has alluded to, that has borne such wonderful fruit. And I think of three qualities of this university that come to mind. You may think of others as well. But the first quality or the first commitment of Emory that I think of that has made this day possible is its commitment to interfaith conversation and scholarship. One of the early formulations of the bylaws of Emory University said that Emory was founded to be a profoundly religious institution without being narrowly sectarian. Those Methodist founders understood that they didn't have a lock on truth and that there were people from many other faith traditions who could share their wisdom and their understanding of what it is to be human, what it is to be in community. And so by the end of the 20th century, Emory had developed a remarkable program in Jewish studies, had introduced courses in Islamic studies, had a very strong religion department that offered courses in South Asian religions. And all of this made it sort of natural, I think, for the university to say, Tibetan Buddhism? Sure, welcome. Let's have a conversation and see where it goes. The second theme or quality or commitment that Emory has had for many, many years is a commitment to interdisciplinary study. All the way back in the 1950s, Emory founded something called the Institute of Liberal Arts. And the intention behind that institute was to facilitate and encourage interdisciplinary study, conversation across the silos of our departments. It was auspicious, indeed perhaps karmic, that the director of the Institute of Liberal Arts was none other than Professor Robert Paul, when Geshe Lobsang first set foot on the Emory campus. That interdisciplinarity of commitment resides now in places like the Center for Study of Law and Religion in the law school, in the wonderful Department of Biomedical Engineering that Emory has created with Georgia Tech, and many other places throughout the university. And finally, I think the commitment of the university over the last 30 years especially to internationalization has really made it possible for the kind of numbers that you saw in those introductory remarks to take root. It was particularly under the presidency of Bill Chase that commitment to internationalization took off. An enormous growth in study abroad programs, thanks to Philip Wainwright and others, and the invitation of scholars and students from around the world to come here and collaborate with us in important ways. So these three things, the interfaith commitment, the interdisciplinarity, and the internationalization of the university, all made it by 1998 sort of an of course moment to welcome this opportunity to collaborate with our Emory, our Tibetan Buddhist partners. So thank you to them for their willingness to partner with us. Thank you to the host of people who have made this day possible. I'm deeply joyful, deeply grateful.
For over 2 decades, the Tibetan study abroad programs have been a hallmark of Emory University's undergraduate study abroad programs. Countless students over the years, including myself, have called this opportunity a life-changing experience. Several students who have participated as undergraduates have gone on to lead the trip as program assistants. To share her experience spending a semester in India with the program and then leading it for several summers, I would like to welcome Marcia Ash.
Thank you, and good morning. It's wonderful to see you all. As I started to prepare these remarks, I was reminded of a memory. It was the summer of 2011, and I had just finished my freshman year of college and was newly embarking on the Emory-Tibetan Mind-Body Sciences program. And as part of a group project, 2 fellow students and I were interviewing Tibetan monks about their conceptions of happiness. On the evening of our first interview, the power went out, but we gathered in the dining room with 4 Tibetan monastics studying science. What was going to be a 30-minute interview turned into a 3-hour dialogue on the differences between joy and inner contentment. We talked about what brought meaning to our lives, but we also just cracked jokes and laughed a lot. This conversation sparked something in me. It was as if my own worldview was widening, making space to consider new questions and ways of being. I think this is the magic of this partnership. Bridging worlds, exploring the convergence of science and spirituality in order to reach new understandings. For me, well, I was hooked. I returned for a full semester in Dharamsala. I chose to pursue a career in behavioral sciences based on the impact of studying meditation and its impacts on the mind and body. But my story is just one of many. As Hannah mentioned, I had the opportunity to go back for 3 summers with Geshe Lobsang as program assistant. And there I saw that same look of curiosity and excitement on our students' faces as they would debate with fellow monastics over dinner things like if insects have consciousness. I also got to see the subtler shifts, the ways our students turned towards each other, extending the types of kindnesses that feel so natural when you are immersed in a community that really embodies what it means to live with compassion. I am so grateful to all of those at Emory and Drepung Loseling Monastery, as well as our friends at the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics and the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives. So thank you to everyone who makes this unique exchange possible. It is an absolute joy to celebrate the renewal of the partnership. Thank you.
When Dr. Lobsang Tenzin Negi first arrived at Emory University, he knew that he needed to find someone familiar with the Western academic context, which was very different than the system he was already familiar with. Dr. Robert A. Paul, who at the time, as Gary Hauk mentioned, directed the PhD programs at Emory's Institute of Liberal Arts. Dr. Paul eagerly became Dr. Negi's mentor. From the first meeting of friends at a pizza joint in Emory Village in 1991 to co-founding the Emory-Tibet Partnership, we would not be sitting here today without the auspicious circumstances that led to the meeting of these 2 great minds. I would now like to welcome co-founder of the Emory-Tibet Partnership and Dean Emeritus of Emory College, Dr. Robert A. Paul.
I'm going to go off script and just try to express the feelings that I have of seeing what happened after my late colleague John Fenton in the religion department called me up and said, "I have a young Tibetan monk here, would you like to meet him?" And I said, absolutely, and of course, that was the young Geshe Losang Tenzin. It's rare in life to be able to celebrate the privilege of seeing something that was just an idea turn into something as vast as it has in fact turned into, and I'm deeply grateful. I do have the sense that His Holiness had something to do with it, not just as a partner, but as a truly enlightened being. When those of us initially involved in the creation of what is now the Center for Cognitive Science and Compassion-Based Ethics needed a name for our project, we settled on the Emory-Tibet Partnership. What we wanted to stress then, and what I want to stress now, is the concept of partnership. That word is intended to conjure up a mutual two-way flow of learning, wisdom, and knowledge. Our thought was that both the Western world, in this case represented by Emory University on the one hand, and Tibetan civilization on the other, as represented by Drepung Loseling Monastery, each had accumulated vast treasure troves of valuable understandings of the world and of life, but that the development of each had followed very different paths. This had resulted in different strengths and different lacunae in each. The Emory-Tibet Partnership would be dedicated to establishing and enabling a mutual give and take of people and ideas that would result in a wider integration of the two domains and an enhancement of the cultural possessions of each. This silver anniversary of this project is an opportunity to reflect on how well the endeavor we launched then has fulfilled its mission and its potential. Our study abroad program has benefited an untold number of Emory and other students, and in this case, the Tibetan community in India has extended a warm and generous welcome. Emory has reciprocated by bringing to our campus Tibetan students, many of them monks and nuns, as well as scholars, artists, writers, filmmakers, doctors, and others. It is a practically universal value that compassion is the most highly praised virtue. Jesus teaches that in the Christian Bible, and in Islam, Allah is named the compassionate and the merciful. The Bodhisattva ideal in Mahayana Buddhism is grounded in compassion for all beings. Indeed, the Bodhisattva who watches over Tibet and who is embodied in the Dalai Lama, Avalokiteshvara, is known as Tuchichumbu, the one of great compassion. What is unique to Tibetan culture is a much needed method through guided meditation to actually increase compassion in individuals, with which our program in compassion training has already benefited countless people. In turn, our scholars studying meditation technique through science have helped verify and strengthen the Tibetan practices from a Western perspective. In the case of the Emory-Tibet Science Partnership, hundreds of faculty members from Emory and elsewhere have brought knowledge of Western science into Tibetan monastic education, fulfilling a devout wish of His Holiness. While the experience has expanded appreciation for Tibetan culture among those Westerners who have taught in the program. The immense project of creating and translating scientific terms into Tibetan bears comparison with the early project of translation from Sanskrit that established the Tibetan Buddhist canon. In the program in social, emotional, and ethical learning, in which the Dalai Lama's wisdom and Emory's commitment to education of both mind and heart happily meet, our institutions have worked together to create programs translated into many languages that is having impact literally around the world. In short, our partnership has, I think, truly enabled meaningful flows in both directions and fostered joint projects to the benefit of each partner. I now join with all of you
and beginning to envision what benefits for us, for the Tibetan people, for the world at large our partnership will bring in the coming 25 years and beyond. Thank you.
Today, in recognition of the tremendous accomplishments that have been a result of the unique partnership between Emory University and Drepung Loseling Monastery, we embark on the next chapter of our shared journey. By renewing this agreement, together, we commit to furthering the goals and understandings of collaborative programming that advances the shared vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Emory University for the education of heart and mind. In a spirit of mutual respect and interest in learning from each other's traditions of knowledge and wisdom accumulated over 2 millennia, Emory University and Drepung Loseling pledge their goodwill towards a friendly, mutually beneficial, continued cooperative relationship. To sign this renewed agreement, I would like to invite His Eminence, the Abbot of Drepung Loseling Monastery, Geshe Lobsang, and the Dean of Emory College, Barbara Krauthammer, to take a seat at the signing table. I would also like to invite Dr. Lobsang Tenzin Negi, Dr. Robert A. Paul, President Gregory Fenves, and Provost Ravi Bellamkonda to stand behind Dean Krauthammer and Ken Rinpoche to witness the signing of the renewed agreement. So please come on up. Thank you. We are incredibly grateful that His Eminence has traveled great lengths to be with us today and sign this renewed agreement to continue collaborating with Emory University. Ken Rinpoche was handpicked in 2018 from a select list of accomplished teachers by His Holiness the Dalai Lama to become the abbot of Drepung Loseling Monastery. As abbot, Ken Rinpoche is in charge of the religious, educational, and secular matters for the monastery. As one of the foremost scholars of his generation, Ken Rinpoche has been entrusted by His Holiness to both teach and represent the tradition in international settings. I would like to welcome Ken Rinpoche, abbot of Drepung Loseling Monastery, along with my colleague, Sandhu Sampel, who is the Assistant Director for Sea Learning and a Principal Translator for the Emory-Tibet Science Initiative, to support with translation. Ken Rinpoche.
Good morning. Namaste. Trashidele. Haje Sishi Zugen, Zamlin Shide Teben, Sanje Sartu Dumbe, Shinde Suje, General Consa Jango Chumbo Chola, Gosun Kuba Chimbu, Kujangun to Pune, Emory Tula Lomniere Kanki, Gondruda, Seri Ninji Shiza Sume, Dine Kanki, Unyene, Longo Nishutanga, Kobe, Tujienda, Tudun Jojoki, Zagor, Diri Chipur Jambe, Emory Tula Lomnie Kanki, Zonjin, President, and a Provost Choda, Shen Yedemba Chembo, Bellamkonda, Choda, Trebe, Tatana Shingi, Dim Da, and the Trebe, Emory, Uti Namba. Ta Shen Ye, Tanda de Ninji, Dine Kan, Chikapki, Genjin, Geshe Lobsang Tenzin, Negi Choda, Dine Kanki, Leche Namba, Choda Kan and Pepe, Kundun Da, Kewan Namba. Tuzi Kebrachen di, Tende Dire, Drepung Loseling, Kala Giduma, Tame, Sapshune, Samdi Tashi Dele, Tenishugu.
With my whole heart, I offer prostrations to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Thank you. The Nobel Peace Laureate and a crown jewel of the world, a great thinker who has inspired a new ethical approach that is based on compassion and common humanity. On this joyful occasion to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of Emory's Compassion Center and to renew our partnership agreement, I would like to offer my heartiest greetings on behalf of the Drepung Loseling Monastery community to President Fenves, Provost Bellamkonda, Dean Krauthammer, Geshe Tenzin, the Compassion Center's staff, and to all the guests and friends here and around the world.
Chilo Chigdon Gubja, Guchu Kobje, Lord, Emory Tula Lomye Kanta, Drepung Loseling Tasangi, Shen Jenengi, Dine Kan, Chimbo Negi Parla, Shen Lobreta, Nyamlegi, Tune Chebe, Tredun Shade, Shen Yedelam Tupane Song, Tabar, Emory Tula Lomye Kan, Dine Kane, Lerim Shigechebe, Tuning Demba, Mangbo Druda Drushembala, Teda Tredun, Dile Chungwe, Niji Dine Kangi, Tumde Yemba, Kormachas, Shueni.
In 1998, Emory University and Drepung Loseling Monastery, two prestigious academic institutions, entered into an agreement to cooperate and exchange, and since then, the Emory Compassion Center has achieved major accomplishments.
Tenya, Shela Teba Yume, Quindi Nyamso Len Chobe, Ningji, Kongbe Tombe, Tharlam de, Jegom La Dembe, Ningji Golam, CBCD, Sarde Tebe Chedan, Chebada Jik, Mondo Ne, Jirim Chungi Parge, Loma Namge, Semkamgi, Treden Jidan, Kebradu, Sem Tijibata, Chamje, Denji, Samlodan, Sanje, Dona Konsa Choke, 시제 린당시 공기 투기 담자 당부에 줍자 조고 남 야제 동외 시신기 레림 서두 다베 동와다니 뒤게 고고던 뜬신 로주 란신 데베 이모리 줄라 칸다 회기 체리게 레림 회기 권대 칸다 권대카 자산다 중견 남소 댕뒤게 체리 롬예 서주 사대 제바제 때네칸디 제제 러브체 남라 제수이란 슈조다 겐셰겐다 차레난게 상말라 고갑 뒤에네 까딘체 제네 슈고요.
The center's success includes the creation and the dissemination of cognitively based compassion training, a secular compassion training protocol meant for everyone, for those who believe in a faith tradition as well as those who don't. The development and expansion of C-Learning, a K-12 education program to cultivate the mental well-being of young minds, in particular to develop inner capabilities such as attention, warm-heartedness, systems thinking, and ethical discernment. It is a program to nurture what His Holiness calls basic human values and reflects one of his main commitments. And the development of Emory-Tibet Science Initiative, a historic initiative to bring modern science into the core curriculum of monastery academic programs. It is but natural that such extensive and complex initiatives would require coming together of numerous contributing factors and necessary conditions. To all those who make this work possible, including Emory University, Library of Tibetan Works and Archives, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, Tibetan Medical and Astro Institute, my own monastery in India, and various other organizations and individuals, I want to express my sincere gratitude and rejoicement.
레시 디남 두발라 튠제 두마 참고바데 슈니 임베 이모리 줄라 롬녜 칸다 다사 베지 벤제 칸 릴람 로녜 칸 조페 메지 칸 댄서 첨부 두개 쩨베 군데 타산다 중근 카 데미 아니 롭닥타 초바지도 디주다 제바다 셴양 동베 쟁게 진다 남다 항삼게 레제 다 튠조난게 참말라 그네 닝당반에 투지 체슈고요. 다 나신게 레데 디남 균종다 대다게 잠린 군도 시대다 견조용라 디지용외 민디 슈고요. 아니 니 실로 니동 니시 자섬 친다 쭉직게 아니 다리 tru라 아니 참디 슈고요.
And lastly, I pray for the continued success of this partnership, and through its impactful works, may peace prevail on this planet and happiness proliferate. Thank you.
Thank you, Tujiche.
When Provost Bellamkonda announced that the Emory community, that Barbara Krauthammer was appointed as Dean of Emory College of Arts and Sciences, we at the Emory Compassion Center were elated. In the announcement, there was a quote by Dean Krauthammer in which she said, "We are at a crucial moment for higher education, and I believe that Emory College's strengths in the humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences provide critical avenues through which we can prepare students to understand the human experience and move the world forward in productive and fulfilling ways." We saw this as being directly aligned with the mission and vision of the Emory Compassion Center. In her first few months at Emory, Dean Krauthammer not only took time to learn more about our programs and the history of this collaboration, but by signing this agreement has demonstrated Emory's continued commitment to creating a more compassionate, ethical, and sustainable world for all. With deep gratitude, I would like to welcome Dean Barbara Krauthammer.
Thank thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate this truly momentous milestone in the history of Emory University and the Drepung Loseling Monastery. It's really my honor to stand before you as the Dean of Emory College and have this opportunity to reflect on this incredible 25-year journey of collaboration that's defined Emory's commitment and the college's commitment to the education of heart and mind, and that has established a global hub of groundbreaking research and teaching through the Center for Contemplative Science and Compassion-Based Ethics. The original vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to partner with a Western research university to advance the education of heart and mind and transcend the boundaries of traditional learning speaks to the core of what we do in the Emory College of Arts and Sciences. Through intellectual rigor and compassionate wisdom, we grapple with the complex problems. We work to expand scientific and humanistic knowledge, and we embrace challenging and, yes, rewarding formation of new ideas that can be found at the intersection of different disciplines and different perspectives. These are all the essential principles that lie at the heart of a truly excellent liberal arts education. And our collaboration with Drepung Loseling Monastery and the programs of the Compassion Center exemplify this unique synthesis. The insights we've gained and the experiences that we've shared have enriched the lives of our students, our faculty and staff, and the broader community. Through our collaborative work, we are preparing our students to be compassionate and thoughtful leaders in a world that so desperately needs them right now. On a personal note, when I was considering joining Emory as Dean of the College, in part it was learning about this partnership, the first ever of its kind in the world, and learning that His Holiness the Dalai Lama held a role as Presidential Distinguished Professor that made Emory stand out as a truly exceptional institution in my eyes. It was clear to me at the time, this past spring, that Emory is a university that has been and continues to be willing to take bold intellectual steps to push the boundaries of knowledge with an unwavering commitment to the education of heart and mind. So I'm humbled and truly excited and honored today to sign this renewed agreement with Drepung Loseling Monastery. I hope that it will continue to inspire our students and our faculty and our community, and that it will serve as a beacon of wisdom and compassion in a world that so dearly needs it. Together, may we continue to push forward these values to make our world a better place, one heart and one mind at a time. Many thanks to all of you for being here today, and may the next 25 years be even more transformative and enlightening than the last. Thank you.
So that concludes our ceremony. But before we move to the reception part, I feel like I would be remiss if not to give a special thank you to Dr. Lobsang, Tenzin, Negi, Geshe. And of course, Dr. Paul. It is really, truly remarkable what has been accomplished over these 25 years, and each and every one of you in this room has served an instrumental role in bringing us here, so thank you so much.